shit though. Ice Spice and Latto sitting down with Kai Cenat. Like I said earlier, when I first seen this, I scrolled past it. If you don't know, Ice Spice and Latto, last Friday they put a song called Gat out or something. The young kids say, I think it has something to do with a woman's posterior. But they were sitting down with Kai. I put the video in the jumbo, and Kai and his friends was just doing weird nigga shit. And it got me to thinking, because we have multiple conversations about today's rollout and streamers going to sit with streamers as opposed to traditional media. And Ice Spice looks bothered. And she, you know how when women get where they upset, but they don't really want to show it. She in front of the goddamn world, basically. But she looked like she wasn't necessarily fucking with that situation. Is this where music is at? Cause Kenya B, you was the one who was, hey man, these folks they don't owe hip hop and they can do whatever they want. Is this what you envision when it comes to rollouts in music and hip hop culture, of just sitting down with like weird niggas doing weird shit to promote a song, promote a single?
Rashad, the culture is changing. I don't know. The world is changing. Everything is changing. Music got weird long before the streaming era. I mean, to me personally, I do think they're allowed to do whatever they want to do. I hate the song anyway, so I don't really I don't know. I didn't like the song. I feel like I don't differentiate much between the female rap and OnlyFans. To me, it's kind of
What?
it's all the same thing to me in essence. It's all the same thing. The song sucks. I mean, the video was great. I like the video. Ice looked amazing. Okay, almost turned me gay, but it's just a bunch of sex being sold. So it's the same concept to me. So it's I'm not looking at this with no real music head eyes or thoughts. It's just a bunch of bullshit for the kids.
Well, my thing is, if you're gonna do all, especially being in a space that's clearly uncomfortable, right? I think Latto played it off a little bit better than Ice Spice, but you're clearly uncomfortable. This is probably not your vibe. These niggas are young as hell and they're doing things for clicks, and you there for business. You there because they are in the in crowd, but let's make no mistake, you trying to sell this song, right? And so if you're in an uncomfortable space and the song probably ain't gonna do shit no way, why not do the traditional route where I feel like you would get more respectability, because you equating just the whole rap genre to OnlyFans, which I would assume that you don't have too much respect for female rap. Why not go to a place in where there's a respectability aspect, there's professionalism, and not niggas slamming noodles on the ground while you trying to vibe? And then, your song probably gonna do the same thing anyway, or maybe even more. Why not do that? Go ahead, Memphis.
These bitches ain't got that type of say-so about their fucking career. It don't get it twisted.
And she rap about farts, Rashad. What are we talking about?
Are they signed? Are Latto and Ice
Hold on,
Spice?
wait, let Memphis drop real quick. Go ahead, Memphis.
Yeah, these bitches don't have that type of say-so about their career. Don't get it twisted. I love me some Latto. Have loved Latto since she did the short niggas show. The short producer nigga. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The kid rap show back in the day.
Yeah, Jermaine Dupri
show,
yeah.
Loved her since then. But they don't have that type of say-so about where they go. Somebody told them that the analytics say this is your demo, so this is where you have to go. A period, point blank. And it's also why we're getting these two motherfuckers being forced together to look like friends and shit after they done beef last year or the year before, whatever year that was. It's also why we're getting this weird ass pairing now. We're gonna put two light skinned girls together who's cute. One of them finally lost some weight so they can stand beside each other, and one of them not outshine the other one, and this is the way we're gonna package this. They don't get no say so about where the fuck they go. They're gonna be on Kai Cenat. They're gonna be on all them other streamers. I wouldn't be surprised if they get on iSpeed, you know what I'm saying, little stream and shit and do some stupid ass shit. It's just what the climate is. They don't have enough cachet to say, I want to go sit with an Ebro. I want to go sit with a Breakfast Club. Bitch, we not doing it. Go sit with these streamers and enjoy that shit.
I don't think that that's necessarily true. I think that because one, this is only, I don't know if they've done any other promotion, but this seems like this is a one-off. I think that if labels cared, which I don't think that they necessarily care about them, you would go to mediums and where you can get more visibility. We've seen the clips roll out, and we've seen how it works when you hit different spots and you talk to people and you have introspective conversations and people get to know you and understand you as a person. The only thing we know about Ice Spice is she got a fat ass. I don't think we've ever heard her even speak to a level of where, you know, she is saying something of substance outside of turn around, let me see you bend over. And I think that
Exactly.
would help her.
But the clips are operating off the old industry. That's where they get their idea of what a rollout is. These two have never experienced that because they've been in the new form of what music is. So they don't get I don't think that they see that the same nowadays, especially not the labels. Think
I
about it. Now you have to get yourself hot in order for a label to even invest in you. So no, we're not putting you over there. That's not what we think is right for this market. But those of us who grew up in the old model of music have always said that they're short-sighted of the music industry to think like that. So whether it's going to work longevity wise, I don't believe so. But I don't think that they're going to ever go. I don't think at this stage they're going to pivot back to that old model.
Go ahead, Scully.
Hey, what's up with
What's
y'all?
the word? How you feeling today?
Hey,
Feeling
Scully.
good. Hey, Memphis. So Memphis is cooking, but it's not just about the old guard versus the new guard. It's also about where your demo is. Ice Spice and Lotto, they demo ain't watching no real media journalists to get a real interview. That's not their demo. That's not who's buying their records. They need to be in front of the eyes that's buying their records. And that's the streamers. That's the niggas that's watching Mafiathon for 30 days every year. Like that's their demographic. And Lotto ain't that much older than these niggas. I think they might even be the same fucking age. She might carry herself a little bit different, but she ain't that much older than these Kai Cenat and these streaming niggas.
Yeah, but
She was
when I
just on the damn TV show with JD a couple years ago before she got the BBL and the veneers.
but when I see this, right, this doesn't scream I'm here for this my new single. This is I'm vibing with Kai and his homies. Right. And so I think that the line is getting blurred because if there is a more professional setting, at least we know you here because you got some music. I think a lot of time, if a nigga just randomly seen this clip, they not in the know. This looked like y'all just chilling. Y'all was shooting basketball. Y'all was playing rock, paper, scissors. Y'all eating, niggas slamming noodle. It's not one time where I feel like the focus was let's get to what I'm doing with my music, my career, what we got going on moving forward. Maybe they did talk about that shit during the interview and I didn't see it or the time that they were there, but it doesn't seem like people would watch that and be like, oh shit, all right, cool, new music.
Their
And
music ain't serious enough to have serious conversations about it.
but not
The girl, the,
necessarily serious, right? I think that they are 100% are there for a rollout. 100% is there because I have a song that came out on Friday, right?
And
And
I need
so
something I need y'all to clip something up from this Kai interaction to keep people saying, oh damn, these two is together. Oh, and they got a new song come out. That's it. They don't need nobody to say, hey, tell me what your thought process was when you made that gat. Tell me what your thought process, how much time did you spend in the studio to rap about your ass?
but do you think that people would make that leap as far as, all right, cool, they're sitting here with Kai. Let me go to do the research on why they're here. Oh shit, they got music out. I don't think people are going to go that far. I think they're going to see them. They started twerking in the chair before they left. They see this viral clip. They see them on the basketball court where the cameraman is behind their ass. So when they jump, you can see their ass. Like nobody's going to say, oh, a lot of ass on the screen. Let me go see some music. Like niggas is not going to do that. And so for me, that's a miss in the rollout. It's like a wasted opportunity. Is it visibility wise? Yes. If you want to get more followers on Instagram and TikTok and all that shit, perfect. But if you want people to buy what you're selling in your art, I think that has to be taken a little bit more serious and not even on them because like Memphis said, they probably don't have no say, but these labels know.
Did they not play the song while they was there? Because I thought most of the times
Most
when he
likely.
has artists, he plays the song.
Yeah, most likely he did. Most likely he played it, but it still wasn't like an to me an emphasis on, hey, I got new music, as opposed to sitting down with traditional folks, because we talk about longevity. That's why I always be speaking about this when it comes to longevity and moving forward. Right now, this is cool, right? But you want to be in a space in where you can continue to have these platforms, and so if you're going for the microwave shit every time, it's gonna burn out eventually. My opinion. I looked at it. I was like, fam, if I had to do this, if I had to go sit next to these these niggas, and they when Kim Kardashian was there, they played a game when they put a helmet on the nigga head and see how hard you can hit him in the head with the new. Like, if I got to do this to sell an album or a song, hey man, I'm straight. I'm not gonna hold
Niggas
you,
might as well go sell some ass.
man. Like Kenya said, crank to OnlyFans.
They are. They are selling ass. That's what I'm telling you.
Streamers is the new chitlin circuit. You gonna have to go sit down and do some shit to keep people's attention instead of sitting there answering the same questions. Tell me what's your favorite song on the album? What was your favorite song being made on the album? Like, nobody wants to hear them dumbass questions no more. I'd rather you sit with a nigga and he just got a fishbowl of questions and he just reach in the damn fishbowl and start asking random shit.
Really? Cause I think we give these niggas a lot of power. Kai got named the most influential hip hop streamer by, I forgot what magazine. And he's not even a hip hop streamer. He plays music, but he do a whole lot of other shit. And so us, like, for me, I just love music and hip hop, watering down the culture in these ways, and where this has become the
They
norm.
only said that because he black.
Yeah, let's just give a
Ooh,
nigga,
Kenya, why I thought it, but I didn't want to come off and say it.
let's give a nigga a reward. Like, he's not even a hip hop streamer. Like, what is
Yeah, they
that?
was gonna throw him in that anyway. He could have played all countries on that stream. They was still gonna say that.
Like, what does this shit even mean? I think that,
But like I'm watching Ghostface. I'm watching Ghostface Killer promote his album. And he goes to the radio station. I think he was with Big Boy. And maybe it's because he don't go to the West Coast that much. But he's telling Big Boy about Wu-Tang and how Wu-Tang started. My nigga, I'm 40 plus years old. I know how fucking Wu-Tang started. What's the point of this fucking interview? Like, I don't understand shit like that. Like, he's been doing this shit for a million years. Why are we still asking about the origin of Wu-Tang Clan?
because the show came out on Hulu, and him trying to give a history lesson, and maybe new fans are there, right? Because he is working with, what's that magazine that put the album out? Was it Fader or something like that? But a magazine that Nas owns, I think. A website or whatever, they put the album out, and they're doing a lot of the old heads music and shit like that. I think they're doing 7 in 2025. Yeah, just ingratiating yourself with a new audience. But I think, Scully, you are too goddamn old to be thinking like this. Why is you thinking like a young nigga?
You gotta meet the people where they are. And if they fan base is a young 25 and below, if you sit them down to do a serious interview, them people ain't gonna sit there and watch it. They're gonna be like, this ain't even lit. Where they dancing at? Where the music at? Like, they don't want to sit there. And the artists don't have no serious music. If maybe Lotto has more than Ice Spice, but Ice Spice ain't got no serious music.
I think we gotta curate and create the culture, right? Instead of running to different trends. Because in a sense, I think that everybody can exist in their own space, right? We don't need to merge every single space, especially when it comes to chasing shit, that's not necessarily a part of hip hop or music culture, right? We don't have to have, like, streamers and hip hop don't have to be one. We can come together for certain aspects, but it doesn't have to be the same thing. And a lot of times, I think when something is hot and is popping, then everybody want a little piece of it. And then it's like, blurred lines. That's why we got, hip hop and R&B, goddamn, countdowns from Billboard. It's not the same shit. Hip hop and R&B is not the same damn thing. Like, we gotta have a differentiation and then stand on that. Go ahead, Memphis.
The company for Nods is Mass Appeal.
Yeah, Mass Appeal.
Mass Appeal, yeah. Listen, we just gotta say that some shit just ain't for us. It's just not for us. It's not our demo. It's not what we should be caring about. And Latto and Ice Spice is that. It's just not for me. And that's fine.
Yeah, Lotto and Ice Spice definitely not my shit. But I did take the time to listen to their song. Not a quality song. But for me,
Why when I heard it on the pod, it sounded better?
nah, that shit ain't quality. Maybe Parks mixing got you, it influenced you.
Listen, they played it on the pod. I said, oh shit, I like the beat. It sounded a lot better. But when I initially heard it, I was like, ew. So
Yeah,
I don't know how I feel about it, honestly.
yeah, I don't necessarily think it's quality, but I do, even outside of Lotto and Ice Spice, right? We seen Lala on there, Kim Kardashian. They had Mariah Carey sitting down with Kai Cenat. Like, where are we at in like the culture, music culture, and where that is the go-to? If, I don't know, I don't get it. They had the young boy Rakai ask Keke Palmer if she was Mary J. Blige. Like, it's so unserious up there, and where it's like record labels are really trying to make money back. And you got niggas up there that are supposed to be hip hop bloggers and streamers asking Keke Palmer young ass if you are Mary J. Blige because she got a haircut. Like, I think that's a waste to me. Just go sit down with somebody who know you and care about you, and then we can have a more professional. It ain't gotta be, grilling conversation. It ain't, what Hot 107 kept it light. Sitting down with, Charlemagne, Ebro, they kept it light. It's not, but being in a space in where, yes, we know that we're here for music and what you're talking about, sell your shit. Go ahead, Pixie, what's the word?
What's up? Good afternoon. I actually wanted to say like towards Scully with that, like, well, you kind of said it in a way, but with the breakdown of like the origin of Wu-Tang and all that kind of stuff, it is definitely one of those like you got to break it down further, but then at the same time, like when it comes to that, you kind of have to, how can I explain? To you gotta have like it's part of the rollout. It's like explaining it. Sometimes it's like one of those things like you don't know who's listening, so you gotta kind of like think that way, and you gotta open the audience to that. And what better way to do it than that? I was gonna also say like I don't know, Rashad. Like I keep saying like it's one of those like get with the times kind of thing. Like when it comes to like going to streamers and stuff like that, at one point, Breakfast Club and going up to those radio stations that were like the morning show was like the Chitlin circuit. Like no Tino shade. Like that's what it literally was considered for a really long time. And mind you, then when you would go ahead and let's say get on Leno or something like that, then that was like the big deal. That was an eyebrow. You know what I mean? So I feel like nowadays streamers now that's like the that's the up and atom kind of thing. And and by the way, you were looking for Mass Appeal. Mass Appeal is the website that Nas
Yeah,
owns.
Memphis told me, yeah.
Yeah. Mass Appeal. But like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like one of those things. It's like you kind of it's with the times. Like there's always going to be, no matter what, like of the new age, there's going to be those like parts that are kind of fresh. They're it's a fresh voice, fresh kids. They're going to be young or whatever, and it's going to seem a little unserious. So you kind of have to take it with like that kind of point of view and understand at some point that's even going to be passe and it's going to be a little bit more repertoire, and then the next thing is going to be the next thing.
Yeah, I think I don't necessarily I did mention 107 in Power no what Hot 97 Power 105, but it doesn't necessarily have to be with radio, right? My whole thing was just sitting down with somebody that is respectable in the genre because the shit looked like a joke. And if you are trying to get, your money back and recoup or be taken seriously as an artist, right? I would think that that would be on the forefront instead of sitting down with these type of characters. Even like I said, outside of these two young women, because they are, young women, so this might be their demographic. But I always look at it as a missed opportunity. We just seen Thug cancel Aiden Ross shit yesterday, right? And where I thought that was a good idea. I don't think you should go sit down with Aiden Ross after you just had a conversation with Big Bang. Right, that looks weird. And if he would have sat down with Ada Ross first, it would have looked even more weird. I think that we have to determine what the culture is instead of, riding the wave. Because like I said, we can have a streamer universe and they be successful and grow, and then we can collaborate in different instances, but we don't have to make this whole thing one. We don't have to make Kai Cenat the hottest streamer right now in pointing that out, right? We don't have to make these guys, Aiden Ross and all these niggas, the hottest hip hop streamers. We can have a differentiation. And when I seen how annoyed that woman was, I was like, yeah, this ain't it. I ain't gonna hold you. That was something that was very interesting.
I want to say this, like, and maybe, Cascoli is a little bit, well, you know what? Actually, you might recall when Star and Buckwild, like, when hip hop artists would go up to Star and Buckwild weren't like real journalists. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like the Chitlin Circuit, like they were taken unserious and were considered very unserious, not respectable. You're going up there to do foolishness, right? And if you're going there for clout. You're going there to like search it up. You're going there to be messy. And that generates some kind of hype, right? And that's the only reason why you're going up there. If you're going to sit down with like, there's different journalists that were willing to sit down with different people. Why is Cameron sitting across, Barbara Walters? You think about it. Think about like what he was doing at that time. So it's like that was a little bit more respectable than like maybe him sitting down with anybody in Hot 97 minus Flex or whatever, right? So my whole point is that there's always going to be at a point of view, there's at a point of time, something that's a little bit more kind of like haha, nudge nudge kind of thing, that very not serious. And that's what I guess streaming is. And I feel like this is a collaboration. They're not just doing, it's not just like hip hop media period that he presents there. There's plenty of different like, people from walks of life that he puts up and all that kind of stuff. At least that's what I'm observing. It just so happens that we have a lot of people that are, part of hip hop media that sit down there and they go in there because like you got to go there because he is hot and, he is one of the brand new kids and it touches on that demographic, blah, blah, blah. And you're going there to just basically kick it and have fun. That's really what it is. It's not like a serious journalistic endeavor.
So if you seen the clips, how would you feel about like just that interaction? As far as do you think that you're there for music or you think that you're there for them just to have a good time?
Just to have a good time.
That's the
Just
problem.
to
They
have
was
a,
there for music.
like,
That's what I'm
but see,
saying.
but that's the thing. That's the perception of it. Kim Kardashian went over there and basically threw a freaking table, glass table at fucking Kai Cenat. Please,
That's what I'm saying. For me,
like
I would be like,
it's very unserious. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's like when people go up there, it's like kind of like what you make of it. Like same thing with like Kevin Hart went up there and it was a ball. But Kevin Hart knew what he was doing. He knew how to come into it. He didn't come into it as unk. You know what I mean? He came into it like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm with the kids. I'm gonna act like a kid. Like not like a kid, but I'm gonna tap into that. Everybody got that little inner child kind of thing. You're gonna be kicking it with like, it's like kicking over your little cousin or whatever. That's exactly what you're gonna act like. And it's supposed to be more of a laid back environment. They're like, of course, they might be a little. They ask you certain things of perspective, and Tyson kind of does that. He tries his best to kind of like move it into a positive direction, not be all drama. But it's like one of those things. It's like you're supposed to go over there and kick it. There's too many times. At one point, you could even think about it. Joe Budden, before he was whatever he is right now, was very unserious and considered to be the low ranking of the rankings. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I do. I remember Nikki made that tweet. Shout out to your little podcast. Might have times changed. Go ahead, Real. What's the word? Real once.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. As a casual consumer, of our music, because I don't really listen to new music like that. I ain't gonna lie, I'm still in the crates, boom bap, 2015 and back. So when I seen it, it just looked like they was just kicking it. They was just chilling, just having a good time on live with the young boys. But the problem that I have is, and I've been saying this for a minute, this what happens when you don't have artists that really appreciate and love their craft. They haven't been doing this. Well, Lotto has. Lotto's been doing it for a long time, but she just popped. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they need to be going back to the radios and freestyling and getting back to the art of things. See, they don't have that. See, Lotto does. It's really Ice Spice. Well, I don't even know about Lotto no more because I don't be knowing if she be going to the radio stations more than the streaming stuff. They got to get back to the music. It's too much entertainment aspect, which is cool. Like even a video, they was doing a lot of twerking and all that. That's cool. But we need to get back to the art, man. The art. We need to have that appreciation where people dropping mixtapes and like a real rollout, like what y'all was just saying with the clips. They going up to radio stations, drop a little freestyle, a little verse, preview a song here. We need that. The real consumers and the underground consumer, we need all of that. The grass, they left out the grassroots for the big money, but it's not working. So I really believe they should convert back to the grassroots at this point because this rollout, this new wave it's not working. Change is good, but if it's not working, then we might got to go back and just, refine some things. I think that's
Yeah,
where we at now.
because it's not like niggas is selling more records. Right? So
No.
I hear the, times has changed and get with the times and blah, blah, blah. But niggas ain't selling more records with the times changing. Niggas ain't putting out better quality because the times is changing. It's getting worse and it's continuing to decline. Record labels ain't spending as much money no more. People don't have budgets and shit like that. So the times changing, I hear you, but if it ain't working, then what does that mean? Go ahead, Pixie.
I want to say like this because Rel is pointing out something that makes me feel like every time I hear that there's nothing like that kind of music is not around, like it kind of like I kind of shake my head because it makes me feel like you're not looking. That's what I feel like you're not looking. There's too many people that are underground that, and I don't even want to say underground. They're just independent and they're doing their thing and they're actually putting out like that kind of music. I don't want to say like not serious, like very serious music, conscious music. I'm not talking about that. Just like, really real musicians. A lot of the time, people have to understand that music was never, like, I'm talking about music and record label standards, like big platform was never 100% about being a musician. You would find your pockets of people that were true to the craft. But a lot of the time it's, are you good at showboating? Are you good at being a star? Are you good at generating looks? Are you good at selling?
What
And
time of
that's
music
what's
are you talking
Well,
about?
hold on, but their quality was nice though. They could really rap though. Like they
that
might
but
have been partying, but they was really spitting though. They was really when you listen to rappers to like I don't know, man. I just like they just I don't know. They
there
not
was
putting out
some
enough.
and there was some I want to say that's recency bias. That's just us looking at it now with like rose colored glasses. There was people that were not taken seriously. You think Tribe Called Quest, a bunch of kids from fucking like, Southern Boulevard were going ahead and being taken serious like at the,
What?
in 1990 whatever?
Yes,
No way.
yes,
No,
they
they
was.
weren't.
Hold on. You're saying that Q-Tip as a rapper was never taken serious?
Hip hop
Is
wasn't
that where we're
taken.
at in
No,
life?
hip hop was not taken seriously.
That's fiction.
That's fiction.
Yes, that's
That's
fiction. Q
fiction.
Tribe Called Crest, Q-Tip, what's the guy that died? Fife Dog. Them niggas were taken very, very serious in
Hold
hip hop.
on.
What are
No,
you
Yes,
no, no,
talking
no,
about?
no. They were
they're
not, listen,
goats.
not to the prime, like I could say, like prime stage. Hip hop was just maybe not even 10 years old at that point. 10, 15 years old at that. They were
Pixie, that's
not,
not the truth. I'm just telling you, that if you're saying that they're not mainstream, I understand that.
well, that's
But
what I'm
if you're
saying.
saying
That's what
that,
I'm saying. And what I mean by serious, I don't want to say like hip hop people did not take them seriously. I'm saying we're always going to go ahead and take our people. We're always going to look at our artists as artists and we're going to be like, wow, they're doing the thing, right? But I'm talking about these bigger, like the record labels, the MTVs, like real mainstream media wasn't taking hip hop seriously.
oh
It
well,
was,
yeah. If you're saying that they're not mainstream, then I agree with that.
but that's what
But
I'm,
what I'm saying is even like when we had what was popping the freshman covers, right? And I think I posted a few of them. You know, you go back and look at 2010, 2011, 2012, 13, 14, where the majority of them niggas on the cover was rapping. They was getting to it. They got the Coles, the Kendricks, they got the Ace Hoods, they got the Currencies, the Wiz. These are the majority, Mac Millers, Meek Mills, them niggas was rapping.
Them niggas
When
was
you look
rap.
at the cover of the freshman 10 now, all of them niggas are ass. And their gimmicks and their microwave artists who are up there because they probably have a lot of followers and a lot of clicks, and you know, they dress weird. But it had nothing to do with music and quality. Jello
But
Ball
I
was
hear
on there
what
this
you're
year.
saying. I hear what you're saying, like Rashad. But this is us looking at it now in 2025. At some point, there was some like OGs who were 35, 40 something, and these kids looking at these kids who are 19. Like, you got to think about how old Biggie was when he put what he put down in, Ten Commandments. You got to think about how old, what the scenario was when that posse cut came out. You got to think how old these kids were. They were 19. They were YNs. They were
That's
young.
the point though, Pixie. The
But
quality was much better. These
hold
niggas old
on.
and
Biggie was not
rap music.
Hold
19 with
on,
10
but,
Crack
but
Commandments
hold on.
either.
But I'm saying this. My point is, there was some 30 something, 40 something OGs saying that's not real music. You know what is real music? And they'll pop in some like whatever, like some R&B, some bullshit, like from I don't want to say some bullshit, but you know what I'm talking about. Something from like 10 years ago, and say like that's real music. And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. There was at some point there's going to be always the older generation or somebody that's just not in tune with the current now is going to be like, that's some bullshit right now, because that's just not for them.
No, I'm not
Like,
talking about whether there's pockets of bullshit in every era. That's not the conversation. The conversation is, by and large, now we have accepted it more than we ever have. So, like I said, when you do go back to the freshman covers, of that, just as a barometer of where hip hop is, right? Because that was something that was prominent in hip hop culture and where artists wanted to be on there. It's a few that said no because I think that they were bigger than that cover at that time when they blew. But for the majority, the quote unquote, cream of the crop, the niggas who was really getting to it musically, artistically, they wanted to be on there and they were on there. Now it is only a situation of who has the biggest name, who has collabed with the streamers, who has the most followers, who dressed the weirdest. And music is put to the back burner. When you hear these fucking freestyles, because that's a part of being on the freshman cover, when you hear these niggas freestyle, it's like, what? Like, it don't make sense. So yes, are there niggas who was ass throughout, music? Of course. But right now we have accepted it because we are blurring lines and we are blending things. In my opinion, that shouldn't be blended, and we watering the culture down. Go ahead, Mick Gotti.
All right, my bad. You can hear me?
Yeah.
So, as someone that's younger and is in tune with some of this bullshit, I want to say this. Even though there were older people at the time when all them niggas was rapping saying this won't last and this isn't good, they ended up being wrong, because 20, 30 years later, a lot of that music is being hailed as some of the greatest art of whatever time. These niggas my age ain't listening to this shit 6 months from now. It's microwave noodle, ramen noodle bullshit. Niggas not even, that's why these niggas can't sell nothing. Like, Ice Spice went up there to go sell her album. Her first, with the album with all the hits on it, that shit did what? I think she sold like 7,000 first week.
She had an album full of hits?
Well, I'm saying the ones with the
That's
songs
news
that
to
y'all
me.
know her for.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, the shit's not working. In this era, I would say a lot more of the OGs are right, because